Welcome back, my friends. Well, our next guest. I'm excited about this conversation. Our next guest is a business leader who's credited with solidifying Minneapolis and St. Paul as sports towns. He is also a best-selling author who has sold more than 10 million books worldwide. And just in case he's not busy enough, he has a new one in bookstores right now. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the legend himself. It's Mr. Harvey Mackay, everybody. Mr. Mackay, welcome. The new book, You Haven't Hit Your Peak Yet. What, do you think you've hit your peak yet?
Well, let me tell you a little background. For 25 years, every day I get up in the morning and I shave, I have a little Post-it note. And that Post-it note I've been looking at for 25 years. World War III with my publisher, they didn't like my titles, I didn't like their titles. But one day I'm shaving, it stared me right in the face. You haven't hit your peak yet. Bingo.
That's where it comes in. That's where the title came from.
That's where the title came.
What do you, in a general sense, success, what do you think is the thing that holds people back the most? Is it fear? Is it fear of failure? Is it not wanting to step out of your comfort zone? What holds the majority of people back?
Surely. Well, the first thing they have to know is the biggest room in the world is the room for improvement. So once they know they can get there.
Somebody write that down immediately. That is really, I love that. Yeah.
And then number two, if you ask 1,000 successful businessmen, businesswomen, they will tell you to have a mentor is the single most important. About 90% of the people in the country worldwide will tell you you can't do it all by yourself. Even the Lone Ranger had Tonto.
Yeah.
So it's important, very important that you have that mentor. So when the fear comes up, okay, you're not alone. You don't have to, you don't have to be it all by yourself.
There's somebody there.
With all that pressure, there's somebody there. That's the way that you overcome it.
One of the most famous aspects about you is, I read in the intro, you are credited, and rightfully so, with basically making a lot of folks realize that in order to be a prominent metropolitan area, you needed the sports teams. Why did you figure that out before most leaders?
Well, number one, I'm a sports junkie.
Yeah.
Been the 13 straight Summer Olympics, and I love competition.
Yeah.
So therefore, if you travel around the country, as I do, and my home is 35,000 feet, that's where I live, all right, most of my love, and you travel all around the country, you see what the sports teams do, okay, for the communities, as well as the Golden Gophers, which I live, eat, sleep, die for, everything. so there's no question. During the Super Bowl, when the Super Bowl was here, Minnesota Vikings, I kept track. They mentioned, now this is a worldwide audience of course, many tens of millions of people, and they mentioned Minnesota, 267 times during that broadcast. You know what that equals? Jobs.
Yeah.
That equals people.
And publicity you can't buy. You can't buy something like that.
Spend $1 trillion and it wouldn't mean anything.
Yeah. Because again, you helped lobby to build the Metrodome. So you put so much effort into it. You put so much work in it. Take me to the day that it comes to fruition. Because these things take a lot of time and a lot of red tape. It's built. How did you feel that day?
Well, I had a lot of vision. I was visualizing certain things that maybe I'd be the one to throw out the first ball. not the governor, not the mayor, not even Joe DiMaggio, but me.
Yeah.
And I finally did it. I did throw out the first ball.
Did you?
And but here's what's really important. I did not hit home plate.
You didn't?
No, I got it over. I don't know why. 3 days earlier, 5 a.m. in the morning, I went and practiced in the Dome.
Did you?
Oh, absolutely. Had the lights man up there.
Now, see, that's a little not fair. I mean, not everybody can go practice in the Dome.
Someone on base a little bit, be a ham, throw that ball. So it was 7 years in the making.
I did it once, and it was one of the most, I don't get nervous. This doesn't make me nervous. That was one of the most nerve-wracking things I've ever, and I did it. I threw it out to Joe Mauer. And it was both simultaneously one of the most frightening things I've ever done and one of the most joyous things.
Yes, they put the little kids 10 feet away. Is that where you were? Or were you on the
Well, our time is up, Mr. Mackay, and it's been so great having you. No, actually, they put me in the normal,
On the mound?
Yes.
On the mound?
And Joe laughed at me because he knows I'm a goober, and he literally mouthed, "What are you doing here?" And I said, "I don't know."
Did you get a contract the next day or not?
I did. I know. Fox wouldn't let me continue it.
Oh,
but
good,
yeah,
okay.
anyway. The focus of this book is uncommon wisdom for unleashing your full potential. How long does it take you to write one of these?
3 years, this particular one.
My goodness.
This is my 8th book.
Yeah.
And maybe my last, I'm not sure. That's what I said after I wrote my first book. So,
Yeah.
but just a little sidebar on Swim with the Sharks,
Yeah.
if it's okay.
Please.
Again, had a real big fight with my publisher. I taught myself to be creative. There's no correlation, zero, zip, none, between creativity and IQ. Every viewer out there, every person can be way more creative than they ever believed they could. So anyway, back to the quick little story, and that is, had the fight with my publisher. I wanted to be the first one, money back guaranteed. All right, if you don't like Swim with the Sharks, on page 2.
Yeah.
Well, finally I prevailed. 5 million copies sold. 27 people asked for their money back. and 7 of them were my best friends.
Really? That's not a bad. That's not a bad thing. Real quick before you go, I mentioned the Metrodome. You're also You're also the key figure in keeping the Twins here, and that must be. First of all, thank you for heaven's sake.
Well, that was the biggest thrill of my life, quite frankly. If I had to name the thrills, other than saying I do when I got married.
Nice save there. That was very nice.
Only because my wife is watching. That's all.
Yes. But saving the Twins.
But yes, Calvin Griffith, who was the owner at the time, we built him the stadium. I spent 7 years as the chairman. Not 1 year, 7 years as the chairman. Told you already, threw out the first ball. He then had a clause, small print under the small print. If we didn't attract these many people, all right, he could leave. And the losing streak was like this. People stopped coming. The first year, we were in trouble. Second year, and so I had an idea. I'd go out and raise some money, $6 million, crisp, crunchy, crackly, curvaceous, cold, hard cash. And I went up with NBC, CBS, ABC. They're all following me up to the window one night. And I said, I'd like to buy 26,000 tickets for tonight's game. And I came back every single day buying tens and 20,000 to sell out the stadium.
To make the deal.
So that he could not move. He threw the sponge in after about 3 weeks.
That is tremendous. Mr. Mackay, thank you for being here. Thank you so much. His book, You Haven't Hit Your Peak Yet, is available now, and you can meet.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can I just interrupt for 1 minute?
Sure, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, my memory is the thing I forget with. Okay, so no, I forgot. Most important reason why I'm here.
Yeah.
4 o'clock.
Tonight, yeah.
8 o'clock. Oh, you've already told them.
I'm getting ready to say it right now.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
They have to put my seat a little closer, like where they throw the pitch out. Yeah.
My first rodeo.
You can meet him today at the Barnes & Noble in Edina from 4 to 8. Go meet this legend right here. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Back in a moment. That was great. Thank you so much. What a pleasure.
All proceeds go to